Welcome to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine podcast series where we cater to you mind, body, and soul. Join our host, Mr. Victor Francis, and his guests as they discuss nutrition, health, exercise, diabetes, and much more. Right here every Saturday at 7 p.m. Now, here's our host, Mr. Victor Francis.
Hi, good night, good night. Once again, it's another night of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast where we have, another interested guest as always. All right, and tonight we have none other than, I consider her a friend, right? She's one has been here before some months ago, and she have been doing an awesome job to me, right? And her name is none other than Kerine Farmer, personal trainer, the owner of Suspension Belle Fitness, right? So let's bring down Karina and have some fun tonight with some interested health and fitness talk. All right? Yes. Good night. Good night.
Hi, good
Kerine
night.
Farmer.
Very
Kerine
good.
Farmer. Yes. Yes. Let's do this. Let's do this. Right. So for those who haven't, tuned in months ago, I think, um, this is Kerine Farmer, and I would allow her to properly introduce herself before we get going, so you can, do your thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, as Victor said, my name is Kerine Farmer. So I have been in the industry, the fitness industry, part-time from around 2016. And then I joined the industry full-time in 2018. And I've just been training people in their homes since then, helping people get fit anytime, any place, anywhere. At their convenience, helping them crush their fitness goals and having a good time while they're at it.
Yeah, well, I know you just have a good time because I saw a video there. For the first time, you open your training to social media, I think, whereby you're training like 3 or 4 clients,
Yeah.
and I actually look at it. So and I was like, okay, let me see, and it actually was doing an awesome job. So I just want to congratulate for giving us a peep of how you do your thing indoors, right? Because I'm an outdoor guy, I'm a
I
gym
wish I
guy.
could
So,
share more. I wish I could share more, but that's why people hire me because they don't want to be seen. That's the thing.
yeah, yeah,
They want
yeah.
the privacy of being indoors and not having to share equipment and doing things on their own time. And so I was really fortunate to get to be able to that they allowed me to share that, and I was really appreciative.
Well,
So
I understand because based on the crime, based on a lot of stuff, and even before the crime situation, there's a lot of people I know don't like the gym sharing equipments and the whole, environment, and it's fine because when I talk out there, fitness and thing, I don't promote gyms. I promote wellness, which is all of what you're doing, and I could understand people wanting the private space. It doesn't matter where you do it, is once you're actually doing it and have
yes,
somebody training you, supporting you based on to reach your goals, right? And I would have, but before we get into fitness, real fitness talk and all of that, I know I would have saw you on a magazine there. I say, look for friend, boy. I know people. So outside of my magazines that you are in, I'm super, and I think I told you this already. I'm like super proud of you, for your
thank you.
accomplishment, and to being on that magazine. I know I can't remember the name now, but I went through it via social, and so you could give us a little insight on that, now how that come about, and all of that.
Well, I have someone who has been helping me get into these spaces that I want to get into. So the first magazine was Beyond Woman, and that is a US based magazine, and they just basically promote women doing great things.
Yeah,
So I got the opportunity to talk a lot about myself, what I do, my brand story from that magazine. It's a pretty long article, so you really have to like to read. um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I got to, they just basically asked me, mostly, it was really mostly about my approach to fitness and how I help people, what sets me apart from other trainers, and how I go about my own way of getting my clients to their goals. So that was that magazine, and then the one after that was Authority magazine, and they asked me, they just asked me what a healthy weight means to me, because I know, like, in the fitness industry, people get very confused and they convolute um, a healthy weight with looking a certain way. One, because of the competitive side of fitness, where the aesthetics, like the IFBB pros and all these people, they getting up on a stage to look a certain way, and a lot of people get those things very convoluted. So they asked me what a healthy weight means to me, and I gave them that information from my point of view. And then they also asked me what are the 5 things that people could do to achieve a healthy weight and keep it off. And that link to that magazine is called Authority Magazine. So I mean, it's up on all my socials. So if anybody wants to see them, I mean, you could always check out my page or Instagram or whatever, and you'll see the link to those articles there.
Yeah, I saw the 5 things that you mentioned there, and I agree with you 100%. Right, because that's actually, what it is really to start your fitness journey based on what you want. If you want to gain weight or muscle, or if you want to lose weight and things like that,
Yeah,
But again, one of the things I said before with you is that your approach to fitness is different to most. Based on what I know, you actually more intimate with people, and that's different in the sense of not intimate being outdoors like in savannah in the gym. You go home, so there's a had to be a level of trust there, you know
definitely,
right?
definitely.
Yes, because so far, I mean, again, I know how come back how things happen in the country now, the crime and what have you, and being a female doing that, do you have any kind of reservation sometimes when you call you, and if it's a male, you might, how do you go about that?
Well, to be honest, up until this point, a lot of the people who would like randoms, a lot of the times they're mostly interested in online training. It's just so funny that that's how it worked out, right? Because I've never had a situation where like a random called me and I had to go to their homes. That has never happened to me. And I wouldn't lie, I would be very hesitant, and I would probably encourage them to be online first until I'm comfortable with them, and then transition over to coming to their home, right?
Oh,
But it just so happens that a lot, like my home referrals, generally tend to come from my home clients, sorry, generally tend to come from referrals, right? It's because so all my clients know each other for the most part, right? Or somebody who is close to me would refer me to somebody that they know, and because we have that person in common, even though I don't train them, because we have that one person in common, they trust me already because I've already been vouched by the person who who sent them to me. So
yes.
funny enough, that's how it's been working for me. I don't know. That's just the universe working for me, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like I've never had a situation where I got someone and I'm kind of hesitant to be like, oh my god, do I really want to go to this person's house or whatever? What ends up happening is people who don't know me, they would tend to, I guess they have their own trust issues too, right? So they would contact me and they'd be like, can I train online? Can we train on camera or whatever? And it works out well like that. Because I've had clients come to me where we just get cam to cam and I train them like that. I don't necessarily need to be in your house. If you have equipment, or if you wish or you have the resources to get equipment, I'm very good at training people online.
Okay, yeah, well, I've realized you're doing it for a couple of years now, and I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing pretty well based on what I could see, all right? Because there's a large group of people who prefer that outside of the hassle to go to the point A to point B to get a gym or even a savannah these days. And I know for the next two months or 3 months, it'll be worse than how it is now
Yeah.
with the crowd and all of that when coming to the short term people who try to get fit for carnival. And I usually
Correct.
will try, right? Because you don't really get anything substantial, right? And I say it out there, I say it out there. If you want to train for carnival, you got to start now for 2026. That
Yeah,
that
I mean
that
that is the thing. Like, it's so weird to me when people just decide January they're going to start training. I'm like, what? Like, you going to start
yeah.
the same year for Carnival to get fit? No, it doesn't makes no sense.
And
No
we
long
have
term mentality at all.
yeah. Up to today, I did a reel and put it out there. And the thing about it is that we have this culture that we believe, I think is in our mental. I mean, not people like you and me, but we preaching that out every day from January to December. if you want to be in a position where you could feel good about yourself for carnival, aesthetics, and your fitness and endurance and things like that, you had to start January or now for the following year. You
Yeah.
understand? And one
Yeah.
of the things that the people who you see in the street, and I say this to a lot of people who I bounce up, like when they're talking this kind of talk we talking here now is, listen, the male and the female that you see looking really good for carnival, all of them, not some of them, all of those people training right through the year, right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
they are okay for all, whether it's carnival, Easter, Christmas.
Yeah, they
um
just probably need they may need a little month or two of tightening up.
yeah,
What people
yeah.
want to start from scratch with, they already have a very good
Yeah,
base,
exactly. And
right?
that
So
was,
they just tighten
yeah,
up things in
yes,
January and
yes.
they're good for February,
and
March.
and
You know what I
and they're
mean?
good for that,
Yeah.
and that is
Yeah.
what I keep telling people: give yourself a chance. Don't rush into this quick fix. And now I've been seeing a lot of these little spas thing opening up where they have this, this artificial kind of, what is call it, food away fat kind of thing now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? No, I'm not dissing nobody, but I'm just saying, if you want to do that, it's fine, but it's also good when you exercising as well. You
Yeah. Well,
understand?
when you take those services, they don't let you, like, they don't tell you, listen, if you want to maintain this, because I know somebody who's in that business,
I do.
right? So they don't just tell you, oh, well, you can you could keep this ongoing with the same habits that you currently have. So
Yeah,
so
that is
even
there.
if you take the quick fix, regardless of whether it's liposuction, laser lipo, um,
Yeah.
contouring or whatever, that is a quick fix to get to the goal at that point in time. But
Yes.
you can't get away from the lifestyle change to keep that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And they
anyhow
do.
you slice it, you still have to go back to eating right and working out.
Yes, yes, and that's the foundation. And
Yeah,
you're correct, because up to today I was by somebody who I consider a friend and who does that, and she do, tell her clients that, you have to change your lifestyle, and you must exercise in order to maintain certain things. And but in this world, Korean, everybody looking for a shortcut to fitness.
correct. Correct.
Everybody,
And you
you know.
see, my problem with that, and the thing is not that I'm, I get it. I totally get it because fitness has been used so long as a tool for an aesthetic change, right? A lot of the time there's an over focus on if I'm going to exercise and eat right, it's all about how I'm going to look in the end. And I mean, maybe this is the 47-year-old in me speaking, as opposed to the 19-year-old who first got into fitness for the sole purpose of looking a certain way,
Well,
right?
I don't.
Like the amount of years that has passed between then and now, I mean, there's been some
uh,
growth in my attitude, right? And I have to say, I am grateful that vanity pushed me into doing what I did. But the reality of the situation is when I see the difference between a lot of people my age and how they could simply be able to move and do things, right? I had a friend of mine uh, suffered a heart attack, right? High blood pressure, all these sorts of things. I mean, at this age, honestly speaking, I love looking good. That nobody's saying no, but my focus right now is really about how long am I going to live and how long am I going to live well? And these habits, the way you look, in my opinion, this is just my humble opinion, right? The way you look should just become a byproduct of all of the habits that you should be engaged in order to live long, move well, and be healthy. Because if your only reason for training is looking good, I mean, your motivation is just going to plummet at times when you just don't feel like it because the results don't come immediately,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So your motivation has to come from somewhere else, right? And then
Yeah.
there's so much of people comparing their bodies to other people's bodies, and they feel like if I don't get to look like this person, I'm not accomplishing my goals and these sorts of things. And that is why, honestly, like right now, I am trying to help people remove the whole I want to look a certain way thing. Like don't even focus on that at all. You know what I mean? And it sounds crazy in a very image focused society that we live in, but my brand is one way I'm like, listen, forget the way you look. Forget it.
I want
You
to
know?
say, yes, I want to say something based on what you said. I have a couple of things to say, right, Karine? First, what I'm going to say is that I'm not buying the 47. I'm going to make that clear. I'm buying the 47. I need to see, I want to see ID. I don't care what you say. I'm buying the 47. I'm not buying it. So let me just get that clear. Secondly, right, and you would have said, 27 to 47, right? I probably will give you a good, yeah, 30 or somewhere like that. But I'm buying that 47. No, right? And secondly, I watch a lot of podcasts because of what I do, right? And outside there, what is happening now in the bigger world is that the same conversation you and I having, especially more on the female side, whereby you're seeing people looking better as they get older based on their lifestyle change based on health and fitness, right? So women I seen before and after, and I have some names I can call, who when they was in their 20s, I one or two guys, now they're in their late 40s and 50s, and they're looking a lot better, right? And obviously
Yeah.
they'll be healthier, right? And another thing that you mentioned there, which I agree with you 100%, is that you know people go into the gym, and you correct, right? And not all, but a good bit. And they still go to the gym, right? Somebody met me some months ago, and and they a female, and she was a little discouraged in the gym because she's saying, she go to the gym, she's all these well-bodied females are saying, but listen, gym exercise is a personal thing. That's
Mhm.
between you, yourself, and I. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you look to the left, you'll see somebody better shape than you. And if you look to the
Correct.
right,
There will
you'll
always
see
be somebody looking better than you.
yes, and you'll see somebody in a shape whereby, wait now, I ain't so bad. You know what I mean? So that's why the journey has to be you. One thing I just always say as well, Karine, is that I don't motivation could get you so far, and you're right. If you look at if it's just aesthetics, you will fail.
Yeah,
You understand?
totally. Totally.
You have to have a bigger why, which is that will, when the motivation dies, you say, what, I'm not doing this for you know aesthetics or my muscle and looking good. I mean, that just the benefit is, yes, you can look a certain way, that's fine, but once you focus on you and your health, right, and your overall wellness, I think because people tell me, you look a certain way, I say, listen, I don't do this for aesthetic. That's just the end result, right?
Yeah.
And my motivation and discipline comes beyond that, right? Because I've seen families suffer based on lifestyle diseases, and the only way you can combat that is you have to start some point in time, sooner or later. And something I say again, Karine, is that give. So you mentioned just now there, 27 and 47. That stuck with me, right? We want to see now, and we bring it back very often, in the sense of the years. So 57 now, we're looking at 57, right?
Yeah.
So so our next goal to have that particular conversation on 27. Well, I see you skip 27. So you skip 27 and you went straight to 47, right? So let's do the 57.
Yeah.
So we 47, right? So we're gonna do our 50, right? And then we're gonna do our 47, our 57 in the next few years,
Yes.
and we need to get
We'll see
a,
where we at, right?
yeah, we need to get
We'll see
I
where we
want,
at.
next time we come on this podcast, I want to see a 27 pick, have it close by, right? I want to see a 27. I can guarantee you, if you put the 47 by 27, I think most people go with the 47, right? Based on not just mentally, but I think that, your confidence, the life that you choose to live, health and fitness, and you're giving your, what I say, Karine, and that's how I live my life. And I'm telling you this, and I'm saying it here, is that what we do now, right? I'm benefiting for the change I make when I was, you know, 37, and by extension, I was in sports like 27. But let's get say serious from 37, 47, and I'm over 47, so I'll just leave it there, right? I'll leave it there. But
Age is just a number. You know what I'm saying?
what I say, exactly that. And again, everything we talk about here, I put out some videos on that saying that you can't change the numbers, you know. If they say January, December is a year, fine, that's all the business. But you can change the way that you age with the lifestyle you choose, right?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And so you and I are we could testify to that. So what we're telling people out there, hear what? Forget the number. The number don't mean nothing, you know. Right? Chef Babette and all these people out there who in their 70s and they look hot, right? They look good, the skin and
Yeah.
your heart, stress management. I know you know all of that. Because based on looking at you, it seems like you're handling your stress well.
I have zero stress. I don't take on any.
Way nice.
I'm
Hey.
doing I'm doing a job I love, right? I have people in my life that care about me. I mean,
Oh,
what more do I
oh.
want in this life?
I
You
had
know
to
what
say
I'm saying?
it. I had to say thank God for that, right? I had to
Yeah.
say I can't say nothing less than that because you probably one of the few persons in this land will say they have zero stress. So you take the
I
cake.
would consider myself a very happy person, period.
Oh, that's nice to hear. That's really nice to hear. That's a simple but a very large statement there. You know that.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
what you're doing, you're not allowing anything to stress you out. And I just want to say something. Last week on my podcast, I had someone who talked about energy and vibration, and as you mentioned that, it brought back something to me, meaning that situation will come at you that can make you stressed out. You know that,
Yeah.
and people, but it can comes in. But it's what you do with it when it comes in will determine us to say just what you said there, right?
Yeah, you have to
And
transmute negative energy into positive energy. That's what I
yeah,
say. Because at the end of
yes,
the day, your every reaction that you have to something is a choice. People may feel that they don't have a choice, but they do.
yes,
It's a
yes.
shift in perspective, right? Like if somebody comes at you with something negative, you can just choose just not to respond to that.
Yes, but that is like training your brain, right?
Yeah,
What do you say?
correct. It's not just a mindset. That is, you have to embody the notion that you just always have a choice in this life.
Which is true.
If you don't know how to embody that and you feel victimized by everything, you will always be a victim. But that's a whole other conversation.
I Yeah, that conversation.
That is a whole other conversation.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That is probably way outside the scope of what we were going to tackle here tonight. So
yeah.
I'll just
But
leave it
but yeah, but still, I just want to say you're laughing. I mean, this is probably my most fun podcast for the year, right? Because we having a ball, and that's fine. But I know to reach at that stage, right? Because we all been through stuff in life. But what you say is a different conversation. It's true. That's a different podcast, right? But mental wellness is just as important.
there.
It's
Yeah.
just as important as physical, and we just
And
think
it's
that
spiritual too.
no, well,
It's
I was
spiritual
coming
too
to that.
because if you believe you're always supported, you will always be supported in this life.
I agree 100%. And
Yeah.
I you have to have something that you believe in that is greater than yourself, and
Correct.
you must have that. And if you believe in whatever you believe in, people have different beliefs, and whatever is fine. But for me, I know I believe in. So when I get up in the
Yeah.
morning and say my prayer, I know I pray into, and I have one God, and that's it. That's just me, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if I know when the negative energy comes or the negative people come, I is like, you know what? Yeah, I'm fine. And it's okay.
Yeah. I'm
The
loved and I'm supported. I'm loved and I'm supported all the time.
I like that. That will stay with me. Something stay with me.
Yeah.
That one gonna stay with me. I like it. I really like
Yeah.
it. Some things will stay with me, and I like what you said there. And in this busy world of what we call ups and down and negative and whatever, to have that energy around you, that belief, in spite of, to say that, that's wonderful, that's fabulous, and it tells on your face,
I,
it
I
tells
do
on it.
I do believe that when you believe certain things, it shows up on the outside. You know,
Correct,
yeah.
correct. What you might.
Happy people, you see it in their face. People who are always in a negative energy state, you see it on them as well.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And I like this. I like this. I like this. Even you being who you are, from where you are, we doing this podcast. I can feel your positive energy now. I can feel the vibration. Just,
I'm always sending it out.
yeah, it's like it coming and hitting me. It hits me. It hits me like a boulder right now, and it's like, no, I like it because when you meet positive people, it's good to say it, because when we meet negative, we have a thing, we say, oh, that person's sour, that person negative. But when we meet positive people with love and vibration, it's good
It
to say it
changes
too.
them too. It
Of
affects
course
them
it changes.
too.
Of
Yeah,
course
because
it affects them.
we transmuting that energy all the time between people. So if it is that you go into a room and you're already in a good mood and you're sending out good energy and you're met with bad energy, why are you joining them? Let them join you.
Correct. Don't dim the
Change,
light.
change the energy of the room that you're in.
Yes, yes. And you see, again, you see, exercising, fitness and all of that, it builds your confidence. Huh?
Yeah, it
it
does.
builds it builds your confidence, and people don't understand that it's not about who say this about you, and who tell you, whether you're fat, you're slim, whatever people say negative towards you. Once you have that confidence in yourself, it helps you deal with life and
Yeah,
things like that. So I know,
I
I
agree.
I know this conversation going different, but
Completely haywire, but
yeah,
it's cool.
yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
No, no, I no, no. I'm saying, I like it, right? Trust me, because you know what? My this podcast don't ever be scripted, as you know, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that is what I like. I like authentic people. If you come in your sour fine, I just deal with it in the suit. I will still be me, right? Because I just make people smile still. But you actually cracking me up based on not just what you're saying, but your vibes. Your vibes real cool. And I think the first one we had some months ago, I mean, it's still fun, but not this is a different level that we're on here tonight. And
Yeah, life should
yeah,
be play all the time, you know. People
live
disagree
there,
with me
yeah.
on that, but I feel like, once you treat everything as something that you love, it just becomes so much easier. And I know that there are lots of people who have situations that they have to be in that they don't necessarily like, but you could always find things about it. You may not appreciate everything, but if you live your life with appreciation and you must find something that you could appreciate in that circumstance. You must. If you look hard enough, you will find it. You know?
And yes, you're correct.
Yeah, and I'm lucky and fortunate that I was able to let go of most of the things that were causing my life to be difficult, and now I'm living a full life where I'm in a state of flow all the time.
Yes,
And
that's nice. Yes.
I mean, honestly, like I love that, and I would love that everybody else could live that life as well.
Well, there's a separate class you ought to have. You had to call it. You had to call it. Suspension thoughts.
Yeah,
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 something like that. This is different, and I think this part of our conversation, I think is more needed. I mean, than the fitness part. Based on how life going and world going, based on what they're hearing going on out there, where people doing ill things to themselves and to other people. They're allowing the negative to manifest and take over their body and brain, and they're doing some foolish stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it must have, as I tell people, it have enough negative going on in the world. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to add to that. So
yeah.
when we have a conversation like this with people like you, I mean, I just want to embrace it. I don't care if it's straight from fitness and all of that. I just want to embrace it because,
Well,
it's
fitness
healthy.
is part of that for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
fitness is
yeah,
a
yeah.
big aspect of that for me, simply because of the fact that I love it so much, and then fitness allows me to be in the flow state that I was talking about. Fitness is
Yeah.
meditation for me. Fitness is
Mm.
is that place for me where I can be in the void, just thinking nothing and just enjoying the experience of feeling strong and feeling healthy and capable. And I mean, a lot of people, because they're not involved in fitness, they probably wouldn't be able to understand that aspect of it. But fitness and meditation is a very close thing for me. It's like you just connect with your body so much, and there's a power in that. And it's something I try to give to my clients too, because when you've had a hard day, right, and you decide to, you know what, I'm going to just train regardless or whatever, you feel so accomplished at the end. And then the more you start to tackle harder things in your fitness, the turbulence of that fitness, of that training, the peace that comes at the end, that starts to translate into your real life, into the other aspects of your life, right? Because the turbulence that you face out there, physical training actually, if you learn to make a relationship between the two, you will learn that physical turbulence could actually help you cope with mental turbulence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So fitness has been a massive part of, like, the times in my life where I was not able to cope with mental turbulence. Fitness was my go-to. It was my sanity. It was my peace, right? And then somehow I managed to manifest all those other crap out, and now it's an even bigger source of joy for me, because
That's
now
nice.
I'm not looking to fitness to save me from anything. Now it's just, I just love this, and I want to share
Yes,
it with as much people as I can.
that's
You
nice
know?
to hear. That's nice to hear. And it became part of you. That's basically what
Yeah,
happened.
it is me.
And it is you. And you're correct. A lot of people don't understand when you say to them, I go to the gym or I exercise or work out, and that's my place for that where I find my peace, and is, distress there. But they say, but Vicky, go and exercise or beat up your body. But they don't understand that's the only place, and I agree with you 1,000%. That's the only place I'm not thinking about anything else. You
Yeah,
know, I'm so focused on doing what I'm doing. I cannot focus on, you know, anything that is bothering me or persons or people. It is just block out, because as you
yeah,
know, to enter that arena, you have to put your mind into a certain mode to get the job done. And
correct,
and that is
correct.
what you do for you. Nobody
Yeah,
can add or take away from what you're doing when you go to the gym or when you're working out wherever you decide to go. And that's the reason why they say fitness is a personal thing. It's
yeah,
not
it
a
is.
partnership. It's a partnership between you and your mind, yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said my thing on the magazine is mind, body, and soul, because it's not mind, body, and a partner or a husband or a wife or a girlfriend or boyfriend. This is an individual thing, where spiritual, mental, the whole thing, right?
Yes.
And you is the closest I've spoken to that sound like they have that whole thing is in one now, you know,
Yeah,
and
it's hard work. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't work
yes,
to this point.
yes, and
I've
and
read a
and
lot of books. I've had a lot of mentors. I've had people in my life that brought me to this point. And yeah, so for I don't want to get anybody misled into thinking I just got here. Because that's
well,
a fallacy,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and it's not easy. It's not
No, it's
easy,
not. It's
right?
not. But when you
So
get here, life just gets easier. But the
that is it.
process of reaching this point is a difficult one.
It is a difficult one, and you're correct. So we don't want to sell people dreams. They might say, but this lady look how she's smiling and look how she's laughing. I want what she want. I just go down and work out and I'll be just like her. No, it's not so. Right? Because
Yes, yes.
as years, and you would have been through like everybody else, your adversity, you would have been through your share of trials and tribulation like everybody else,
Yep,
right? And when you looked down the tunnel, it wasn't seeing this version of you, but as you
yep,
work towards bettering yourself and reading and good mentors, as you mentioned, you end up finding your true self within the gym or within the exercise that you would have clung on to. Some people go to the bottle, some go to the cigarette, some go to the different things. Some people, go to the gym or the yoga or something like that, which is good, you know. So suspension bell. Where do you see this as you progress and you're progressing well as the future, open up for you? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see that yourself? Where do you see the brand? What is that brand? Or
Um,
or where you will want to see it then? I should say that.
at some point in my career, I there was a dream to like have a studio and to have trainers under me, but like I don't know if I feel that way anymore. I mean, I kind of just like how things are right now. I mean, I just like being making friends through fitness, and I enjoy training my clients, and I mean, I just want to be able to have a steady consistent clientele, and I mean, I'm happy. I really don't know. What I would really like though, I think to add to what I do is I like to talk clearly, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But
I
that's
think
a plus.
the only added opportunity I think I would appreciate right now is to talk to people, like in a public, like more opportunities to talk in a public forum, in front of people, in front of crowds, to just help people um, with different things concerning fitness. Just the opportunity to speak on different aspects. Like how I had those magazine articles, like being in front
Hmm.
of people to discuss those types of things. I
Hmm.
think I would enjoy that. Um, but for now, I'm quite happy just training people in their homes, and I don't really think that, like, the whole, when I think about what's involved in like owning a whole fitness studio and stuff. I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, do I really want all that work? I don't know if I want all that work. Right now my life is really simple, and I like it that way. And I make
Well,
really good friends with the people I train. Every single person that I have trained in my life has become my friend.
oh, that's nice.
That's something that I appreciate a lot, about how I do business. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's nice. But this year, I've dodged that conversation for years. Everybody coming to me and say, "Vic, why do you open my gym?" And just as you, my vision has been different to um, what people have been putting on me. And still, I do get still. So people do message me and where your gym is and things like that. But I have a different. I actually want to help people, which is why I go on the route that I'm going. And
Mhm.
when you like to talk, as you rightfully said, which is true. So when I have seminars and things, I need people like you to come and talk because you talk well,
I have a
and
good time. I have
well,
a good time doing
because
this.
you like what you do, and
Yeah.
that's fine, But I agree with you, Karine, because the information people lacking, before they get
Yeah.
to you, the studio, before they message you or call you, the information how to get from point A to point B. That's what I realize they're missing out there when I go out there and talking to people. People want to be healthier. People want to be, fitter and all of that. But the conversation you and I having, they don't know how to get there. It might seem, but Google it is not as easy as but there's a lot of misinformation out on Google as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think when you mention that, you could see yourself speaking to people, and corporate is a good way to start. You know, letting the people know, the women, the men, everybody know that, hey, if you can do it, you as corporate as well, anybody can do it. And I think that by itself will help inspire the young woman out there who actually is 27. Right? And some of them 27 looking like 27 and are saying it because it's true and are pretending. We all know that it's true, male and female.
And
Some look,
in this country, we need support for kids because
yeah,
the unhealthy habits are now trickling down to our children, and we need a movement to help our kids. And that's something I'm also starting to get like resonance with a lot, because when I look at what's been happening with these statistics as far as like obesity, I mean, there are a lot of kids getting childhood diabetes and stuff now, and it's like, what's happening?
yes.
What's
And
happening?
right. So I that conversation I've had with one of the doctors was on my platform, and I actually engaged a school to come in to talk to the parents and the teachers, because through the PTA, let me talk to the parents. Because start with the parents preparing the wrong meals for the children, right? Because they are part of the trickling down the bad habit, as you will imagine. So right. So what is happening too is that children,
I think our bandwidth is
yours, I lost you there, but
thing.
um, yeah, you're back now, but it's fine. I was just talking to myself
Oh,
as
yeah.
usual, you know.
Yeah, I think the bandwidth might have been struggling a little bit there because my internet still hasn't come back, I think.
No, it's fine. You're all right, you
Yeah, so
know.
I'm still on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. I have you. What I was saying is that I have engaged a school to go and have a conversation with the teachers and the parents via through PTA to have that same discussion that you mentioned it just now. Because what you said, you're 100% correct. And why I said I would talk to and I actually wanted to get like a couple people. Well, you're probably a good candidate as well. So when I'm going,
I
we
would
could.
love to help children, honestly.
All right, great. So we'll talk about that outside. Um,
Yeah.
because why I choose to talk to I spoke to the principal already, and why the school is a good place to start. The primary school, especially, what happens is that that's where it start from. Because I want to start at the PTA level with the teachers and the parents, because it's the parents actually preparing the unhealthy meals for the children, right? And
Yeah.
is the parents putting the unhealthy snacks in the children lunch kit and bags like that. So I'm on a mission right now to get in these schools, right? Not even through the ministry yet, but I'm trying. But until then, if you could get invited to schools through the PTA as part of the PTA program as guests to come and speak about that, I think that is the way forward for now, until they make it part
Yeah.
of the curricula, whereby people like you or me could go in and talk to the children and the teachers and things like that. But I'm working on that, and
Right.
I would love to have you there when the opportunity open to rap and have the kids and them all laughing and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so we have to. That was saying we have to tackle it, Corinne. That's why I'm not into the. A lot of people ask me, but I'm not into the training, because there's adults and that's fine. I have people I know is good trainers like yourself. I could always recommend. I would, but I really want the. I'm pushing the information, the awareness, so people could make that change, and have lifestyle, to combat that diabetes. And whilst the children, as you mentioned there, at being diagnosed with diabetes, you and I know that the last symposium I had there is over 65 at Trinbagonian diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
And there's a high number.
Non-communicable diseases on the whole are on the rise, and
Yes,
they
it's on the
they
rise.
continue to rise year after year. And sedentary living is one of the key factors, right? That are proponent of those types of situations and those conditions.
Yeah, and you see, we live in a particular
And I
lifestyle.
mean, it's a situation. Yeah, it's a. I mean, there are other health factors as well, smoking and other things like that. But I mean, it's really most of it is due to sedentary living and having a bad or unsupportive diet. So
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a simple fix. It's just that I guess simple may not necessarily be easy. That's the problem.
Well. I mean, I just say to Corinne, listen, the things that the parents and people say that is not easy, and I'm saying it easy, but we do find the time to go to the doctor based on the same things that we prepare each and every day. We still find time to go and buy the medicine that the doctor will give us when we create our own sickness on ourselves based on our lifestyle choices, right? We still find the time to be down when we are sick, because sickness don't wait for
Yeah.
seasons. It's something I keep saying, right? This season coming up, there everybody going wild and eating and doing what they want, and they say it's Christmas, and I have no problem with that. But again, I don't see diabetes or lifestyle disease. Say, you know what? All right, team, it's Christmas. Let me pause.
No.
Lifestyle disease, don't pause, because after Christmas is there, after Carnival is there. Yeah. So we have to, and I'm going to continue to say what I'm saying, you know,
Yeah.
keep preaching what I'm preaching because we had to change our mindset. Enjoying Christmas doesn't mean we have to continuous gouge down on all the wrong things. Give the kernel a rest, you know. Give the kernel a rest for a month, or cut down portion size. There's things. Everybody's keep telling me,
Correct.
oh, most people, Korean, when I bounce them, they say, Vic, eating healthy, that expensive, and the cost of this
You
and
gotta
cost of
choose your
that.
hard, right? You gotta
Choose your
choose your
hand.
hard because there's gonna be a hard. There are different things that are just gonna be hard. But I mean, some things are harder than others because the outcome is just going to be much more detrimental. We have to learn to be more proactive than reactive,
and
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 that's
and
it right there.
and so far right now, we are reactive people in Trinidad and Tobago. You know that. We only reacted when the doctor say, hey, you better change or else. Then they call in people like yourself, and then they want to cut down on this and that. It's all they always wait on um, or else, right? When the truth and the fact is, as I said, Corinne, you see, give your 20 years down the road self a chance to tell you. And I see when you said what you said, you remind me of what has been saying. The same way you could say your 27, your 47-year-old self could say, you know what? Yes, Corinne. 10 years ago when they make that change, look where we are now. Thank you so much. You understand? So when you reach 47, 57, your 57 self will say, Corinne, I want to hug you,
Yeah.
because what you did reaching 47 and now we going good. You understand? So and then we keep going. Our future self must thank us for the choices we make today. And that will tell people. So as you rightly said, choose your hard. You might find it hard now to make the lifestyle change. It's fine, you know. But down the road, it will be a lot harder because the chances to reverse what you will get is be like 99% impossible, right? So some of us uh, uh, need to
Yep.
get a microphone,
Agreed. 100%.
a bullhorn to tell them change, change. In order the discipline we just have from January to February for that season
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
See
It's
that
hard.
discipline?
It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard, and we need to, you, myself, and people like us, Corinne, we actually have to be the what I say, the the sergeants of keep doing what we're doing and keep sending information out because personal trainers that speaks the way you speak in the sense of motivate, inspire, not just to train, but a lifestyle change is rare between. So Korean is having some technical difficulties and it's fine. I know internet is down. So one of the things I was saying is that we need to make a lifestyle choice. We need to make some decision to say, you know what, I am taking care of my health today because I know tomorrow my today's self would say, you know what, hey, thank you, Vic, for the choices that you made, right? We must ease up on some of these bowl full of starches. We must cut back on the sugar. We must cut back on the flour, salt, right? We must cut back on some of the things that causes us to this lifestyle disease. So Korean is back again. You're dropping there like Batman. You just like appear
This
out of the
and
shadow.
this internet. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
fine.
yeah.
I'm glad I come back actually because again, just me, myself, and I. It is okay. Right? Right? I know you was coming back. I know you wouldn't just leave me hanging here.
Of
And
course not.
I know, right? And we only have a few minutes again, 10 minutes, so we could. I think we could do something good in 10 minutes based on the conversation we're having. So I would like to see you spreading that knowledge in schools, in corporate, and in organization where we empower not just women, but people in general, male and female, need the same message, you know. And I know
Yeah.
women take their health serious, a little more serious than men. I know that for a fact, and based on the percentage. So
Yep. I
I
agree.
think
Yeah.
Well, I represent the guys, so I am one of the good guys who who play with my health, right? And I think, Karine, your the information that you have, you shouldn't keep it to yourself. In the sense of your future plans for suspension, Bell, if you choose to do have a studio, just like myself, I really go on the gym thing. But I think to help, we need to get the information out there in apart from social media, but also in organization and corporate. So I would like to see you flying that flag out there for 2025, seeing you all over in corporate speaking. And when I'm having my fair, I and some supporters and some business from South, we would have a nice big fair come January, and I will invite you to be one of our ambassadors, fitness and health and fitness ambassadors, where you can speak of all the women and all the men, and it'll be a big thing, right?
Well,
And I
you
feel,
know, I can talk about this stuff all day.
I
I can talk
know,
about
I
this stuff
know,
all day.
I know, and I listen. I just meet a lot of trainers, a lot, right? There don't be any podcast. There's just trainers, and I ain't dissing them or anything, and they're good at what they do. But when people can talk what they do, is a different. It's a different message, right? Training somebody and showing them to do this and that for 45 minutes, that's easy. Anybody can do that if I'm being real. But being able to talk and speak of how to take somebody there from point A to point Z, not just in the gym or aesthetics, but in the sense of, hey, um, spiritual, mental, is a whole thing, Because there's people who told me recently, who I met, they in the gym a year now and they hasn't gotten any results. And I can understand that. I'll be honest with you. But it happens. People in the gym,
When they
they
say,
just,
you see when people say they don't get results, though, I feel like a lot of the time they're talking about aesthetic results.
of course they
A
are.
lot of the time, that's what they're talking about. But the thing about it, the gym and working out is just so much more than that,
Correct. Correct.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, even if your body does not like immediately start to look the way you want, that's why I'm saying people get so hung up on the way they look. Like I am like, we need to stop. Like we just need to stop. Like
I think, I,
any time in the gym, any time spent in the gym is never a waste because it's always better than sitting down on the couch. You feel me?
correct. Correct. I feel you. I
Feel
feel
me?
you. Trust me. I
Right.
feel you.
So I mean, I know that there are lots of people, like for instance, if you want to lose weight, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be trying to lose weight or whatever, right? But to say that you have gotten no results after spending time in the gym, that's impossible
Correct.
because your body would be changing on the inside,
Inside, yes.
right?
Yes.
What but the thing is, like, if you're looking for drastic change on the outside, well then obviously you need to dial things up. And that's the reality, right? It means that if you're looking for aesthetic changes, which is, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you have to be on a program that's going to allow those things to happen. But time exercising is never a waste, ever.
It's never always. And I agree with you again,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And that's why I say, Karine, when you see, most people now come to the gym, and you said it from the beginning of this podcast, it's more the aesthetic, the outside, from day one. And when they look left, they say, no, I want a body like that. But you don't know what that person do and how long they was doing that to look like that. And most
correct.
people who are aesthetics look a particular way. Some is natural and some is not natural, based on to get to that to that
Yeah,
to that point, right?
correct, correct. And a
And
lot of what we see on social media is fake as heck. Like,
fake
it's
is
so
fake. It's polished.
right between all of the photoshopping and people, and the thing is
Yes.
photoshopping is so available right now. um you could do that stuff on your phone now,
Yes.
so you have no idea what is out there and you're comparing yourself to that constantly. Now of course, like I said, I'm separating that from people who really have, like, you need to lose weight or whatever for your health or whatever, right? And
Mhm.
that's fine. But I really, I would take with a grain of salt when somebody says I got no results after being in the gym for months. Like,
That's
yeah, I can
that's
accept that. I
that's
will, I
Korean.
will say, I will say, Yeah, what I will say about that is, okay, I understand that you were expecting to look a certain way and you don't look a certain way, and that's separate. You
Yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
what happened? Yeah, yeah, I understand because again, and then some of them would have go and say, "Well, the trainer, I pay my money and I didn't get the results." You know, we've got that in in this country. You know, that's something people say as well. And again,
Yeah.
it's based what you know mentioned is based on expectation from the beginning, what you wanted, what you expected from the beginning, and what you was going to put out or put in order to look
Correct.
the way
Correct.
that you say you want to look.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and what a lot of people don't realize is that a trainer could only give you a plan, eh?
Correct.
To what extent are you following that plan? And that is where coaching becomes an important aspect of a personal trainer's job, right? Because are you only with that client an hour out of the day, and that's like what, three days for the week max. In some
Hmm.
cases, I mean, I have clients that I'm with 5 days for the week, right? But let on the average client, it's 2 to 3 days a week, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You have 24 hours in a day, which is 168 hours in a week. What that client does in the time outside of that trainer's time is actually more important if you're looking at aesthetics,
yes, yes. And I know.
right?
Trust me, I know.
So for people to blame a personal trainer for not getting their aesthetics dialed in, a lot of the time, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Something fishy there.
exactly, a trainer gave you a plan. That is why, like, I am very big on, with my clients, I track their compliance, right? And I could grade a client 85% compliance, 95% compliance, whatever. So if they come to me and they tell me I'm not getting results, I'm like, well, look at your compliance. You
Yeah,
need 85% compliance to get what you want. And if you are not at 85% or higher, you're not going to get what you want.
yeah, yeah.
If
That's
you're
true.
if you're not at 85% compliance with your nutrition and you're not at 85% compliance on your training, well, usually with their training, they're at anywhere between 85 and 100%, because I mean they're meeting me to train, so they're getting their training done, right? But the nutrition coaching is actually more important when it comes to aesthetics.
Yes,
It's more
yes,
important, right? So if you don't
yes.
have your nutrition dialed in, I don't care what you're doing out there for that exercise, that nothing's going to change on the outside.
No, nothing good. You probably develop, a condition and endurance in a particular way. But if
Right,
it's
you're gonna get
aesthetic,
fitter, but you're not gonna
yeah,
look much different. So that's why,
no.
like, you see, I get very frustrated. That's why I get a little triggered there, right? Because it's like,
No, but
I
I just
mean,
tell you what I just hear it. And me who's a gymmer, and I who look a particular way. Let's be real, right? You know how I look, right?
yeah, yeah,
And I don't always looking like that. And most of this is diet. I can tell you this. Diet
it is,
meaning not
yeah, yeah.
starving is a lifestyle I choose. And some of my friends just harass me. But you don't eat this, you don't eat that. Wait to eat. I will get a cup of ice and all kind of. There's next joke on me, right? And it's all good, right? So yeah, they laugh at me. They call me
Oh my gosh, that's so
they
funny.
call
A
me
cup of
a
ice.
cup of ice. A chipmunk, Vic. We don't know what to get you,
A
because you
cup
don't
of
eat.
ice doesn't grow muscles though. A cup
No,
of ice
you
doesn't grow
see,
muscles though.
they don't understand. They wouldn't understand that I understand the science and the people, the guys and women who look a particular, and I don't take no kind of enhancing thing because I'm not a competitor, right? So what I'm saying is that the guys and women who look a particular way, who is not even competing, these bodybuilders locally, just the people who in for fitness and to look good, you have to understand nutrition, right? And marry it to your exercise in order to get the depth.
Yeah, it's a synergy. It's a synergy you
Is that
have to
it
make.
have to. I've learned.
Yeah.
Listen, if you know me like 10 years ago, I was you can see a gymming, but I won't look anywhere I'm looking now because I was just gymming. I didn't know how to marry the whole nutrition, and I met someone who taught me how to grow muscles, how to get lean, and what I have to do. Now it wasn't easy because there's the eating habits could be a little sometimes extreme some,
It's
and I do
challenging.
things.
It's
It's
challenging.
challenging. It's challenging. So you correct. So you could gym from January to December and put in 100% in your gym, which you see every day, and people not getting the ecstatic results that they want because they're
Yeah,
not. Some know
because
what to do in Korean.
their plate is wrong.
The plate is
Their
wrong, and
plate
they're
is
not
wrong.
willing. And when
Yeah, and they're not willing to change it.
they're not willing. Most of them not willing because a lot of the guys come and ask me, how to look defined and dense like myself. Some of them bigger than me in muscles and all of that. And when I tell them some of the things that I do, just tell me plain, they can't give up this and they can't give up that, right? And if you ain't willing
Right.
to give
So
up
then you
some,
can't turn around and say you're not getting results.
exactly. So my thing is, girl, is about knowledge and education. So what I would say to Kerine is that this podcast has been, the del.
I'm
What I don't want to
hoping that
say.
now we have to
Uh,
fight. We have to fight to stay within time. Like,
well, we have
yeah,
to fight. Well, listen. Once I go an hour, I could on YouTube, so we can. I'm just saying we might do
yeah,
it, but it's not like before. I have open mic range, but
right.
I think when I come back, we had a stricter um, fitness because we just having a ball. Which I listen, I love it. I love it because it's two people who share the same niche. It's two people who doing the same thing, which is trying to help people for a healthier lifestyle, and so the future self could say thank you. That's what we're doing,
Yeah. Yep.
basically, right? So you doing it, I doing it, and we making waves. It doesn't matter what is baby step, what is giant step. It don't matter because each person who join you, who listen to what I say, it's been like a big win for me because the majority dragging, as you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a Winston. So I want to say, first of all, thank you. You know,
You're very welcome.
because I know it's Saturday night and I know you're not going in your meditation mood, you probably, whatever, stay in that love bubble that you're in there, happy bubble.
I love it here. I love it
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of like. I really trust me. You make my whole weekend with this aura that you came with, and I really really love it. I really love it. I like it. I love it. It makes my day, my evening. I'm gonna have a good balance of the night. I'm gonna call up somebody now and spread that love around that you bring
Nice.
here tonight.
That's what we need. We need more of
That
that in this world, right?
That's what we need. We need more love and share your handles as usual. People know to get you, and then we will just wrap up and until next time. But I'll call you because we had a talk based
Yeah.
on what we talked about before. Yes, so you can go ahead and share handles, Kerine.
All right. Well, I mean, about dot me forward slash, right? Actually, I'm not even sure if I have that right. Let me pull it up just to make sure I have it right. Yeah, so I have like a digital call card that I use, and
Uh-huh.
it has all of my socials on it, right? So I'm just gonna let you guys know what that is. And I always forget whether it's a forward slash or a backslash. Forgive me. Yeah?
It happens. It happens.
Right.
It
So it's
happens.
about dot me forward slash suspension bell fitness, one word. So if you go there, you'll be able to see my whole digital call card. You'll see my number. You'll see all of my socials linked on there, and my bio as well.
Yes, and you were into some. I know last time we spoke before you go.
Hmm.
You had a link. Was it on your page to? Is it Amazon?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So
That's
you
also
wanted.
on my link
Oh, all
tree.
right, all
If
right.
you
So
go on
everything there.
any of my socials and you look on my link tree, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see everything. You'll see the book, the Amazon book. You'll see
Yes.
my about me, my digital call card, and you'll see my Amazon finds, right? Like where I promote all my Amazon stuff, and
Yes.
yeah, and you could join my Facebook group as well. There's a link to that as well because I have ongoing fitness challenges inside of it. It's 12 weeks. Every 12 weeks, I put up new fitness challenges and I remind everybody to work out every day. So that's like my free offer to help people. inside of that group. So if you just, you want a program to follow, it's just 20 minutes, 5 days a week. And every day I post the workouts and I remind people to do them. So, it's a free program to follow.
That's
If
nice,
you
though.
have budget constraints and stuff like that, and you just want to get started, it's an easy, quick way to get started.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So, Kerine, I want to thank you for coming. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you for coming. Thanks again for keeping
Thanks
in
for
touch.
having me.
I'll always have you. With this kind of energy and vibes, I have you every day, twice on a Saturday. Right?
Well, I look forward to the next invitation.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a blessed weekend. May God continue to bless you and the people around you. Keep you safe. And we definitely going to do this very soon again. Yes?
Sure.
So take care.
Sure.
We'll have a good
All
one.
right,
Have a
take
good
care.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Special thanks to our partners, Virtuoscope VA Services, where you get virtual services done your way. See you next weekend, same time, same place.